Okay, so the last time we have stopped until the exposure info. Okay, so we are talking about the ADSL dataset. Okay, so we have completed so far all this like up to here. So the birth DTC, we don't have that one in DM dataset. I have like for that. So so we need to derive this variable, numeric variable, and the reason. Okay. So after this one, so this one is done. This one is done. So safety population. Um, so, so ACTOM CD ACTOM we got directly from the DM dataset, which is a predecessor. Okay, ARM CD ARM. So all those ones are predecessors. We have to derive these population flags, safety population flag, intensive treatment population flag, and enrollment population flag. Okay. So before that, we're gonna go continue with this all these variables. So these are like the treatment related information. So as I mentioned yesterday, like the day before yesterday. So the treatment like because the ADSL is like one subject, like one record for one subject, right? So that's the reason it has divided like the treatment as a plan and the actual in the second period and the first period. It has divided and the start date and the start date for the period 2. Okay, today we are going to talk about these ones. Since we don't have any programmatic derivations, usually in the real time they will mention for the treatment 01P how we have to derive. So they will mention everything there, but we don't have that information. But I will explain you go by like this. Okay. Okay. So I have run this all this once. So I go to start with the data. So data ex1. Okay. Set adtm.ex. Okay, so I'm getting from the SDTM library for the exposure. So by unique subject ID. Okay, if so, I'm just dividing, in the EX dataset. So when you open the EX dataset, so for each subject has the two records. So one is the reference, another one is a test variable. Okay, I'm taking only the first one because I'm dividing the treatment as a period 1. Okay, for the period 1 variables, and the period 2 I'm dividing in a different data set. So like that I'm dividing. So first dot unique subject ID. So whatever the in the first the period, it will come here. So we're gonna keep few variables which we require for the next processing. Okay. So I need a treatment related treatment information XTRT, which is so XTRT because I need this information and the dose. Well, you don't need a dose, but for now we can keep it those in case if you need to combine exstdtc start date because we need to derive there is a start date for that one and exndtc. Okay, okay, these two variables we need it because why do we need these ones, but I'll explain after this one because we have some missing values for this one. One of the subject he's not taking for example the S10, so he has only one period. Okay, um, so for him, he doesn't have the EXENDTC. So the EX he has EXtended, but it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing for the period 1 and the start date and end date will be the same thing. Okay. So there are some subject who don't he's not taking any kind of treatment. I don't know. So let me check. So EXC and XGTTC equal to so okay. Mm, okay, maybe we'll check it different way. Maybe XTRT. Yeah.
No, only once. Okay.
I think there is a
What
maybe
are you
XT.
looking for exactly?
There is a one subject who doesn't have anything, no? So maybe we can check this one. X sequence. Okay, so it doesn't have anything. Okay, I will check by manually. Because I found one subject is not having any, like he's not participating in any treatment, but his screen, the screen was done. Maybe I can check here in the DM domain. There, this guy.
Yeah.
Is he S3 or S?
S3.
So this guy, yeah, this guy is not having anything. So for that reason, I take that information. So that's the I try to explain for why you have to take EX distributions and EX like this. Okay, so for now I just keep like this. Run. Okay, so I do the same thing with second period
Hmm.
by unique subject ID. If last dot, obviously there is the only two records. So the first one is goes to the first one, and second one is goes to the
Yeah.
second one. Okay, so keep with the same thing. Okay, so run. But here I don't want to mix up with these variables. So what I do, I just rename it because we already took the xtrt. So I try to rename it as a xtrt2. Okay, because it may give you error after. But actually, we need to divide, right? Based on the specification, we need to separate the treatment 01 and treatment 02. Okay, so we need to separate. That's the reason I'm just trying to
Okay.
make it double for this one. Those two, TC equal to, okay, so EXENDTC equal to EXENDTC. Okay, like that it works. So
Rename,
once you get,
rename option can be given in data option also, or it has to be given in set option, right?
yeah, set option or statement.
I mean set statement, sorry.
Set statement. This is a set statement. No, the rename you can give as a option.
Yeah.
Okay, or you can also give as a just like the keep the
Yeah.
rename. Just put down and put
Okay.
rename and
Okay. Okay.
so then you do everything like strt equal to like that. Something there is a syntax, but I usually do option because the option is take very faster, more
Yeah.
efficient to do it than the statement. Okay. Now you see here in the work library. So EX1. So you have all the information there for EXSTDTC. I mean your first period information,
Yeah.
period 1, and here is a period 2. Okay. Now you want to combine both of them. You want to combine with this DM3. Okay. So data match DM3 EX1 EX2. H DM3 is equal to A EX1. Remember, these are one record per subject, right? So we don't need to sort. Most of the time it works. Even if you don't sort. But if you have multiple records, you should have to sort, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the DM4 was the combined for all of them. Okay, so plan treatment period 1. Okay, now we are going to copy all these things. Okay. Treatment 01 plan. Okay, so data DM5 set DM4. Okay. So if, because you see here there is a sequence, the DM4. No, because this is a planned one. The planned one is different. Actual one is different. Because remember when we discuss about the exposure, we get some of the planned information from the randomized data set, right? In SGTM, when you go to the DM dataset, okay, so we have here is the arm CD arm, actom CD actom. Okay, the actom CD is the which is the actual related plan related treatment. Zohana, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, so actom CD is that's why you see there is a missing because this is the actual related your treatment because the clinical trial was conducted here. So this information, but this is the planned one, so you don't have any kind of missing values here in the DM data set. Okay. Okay, so in DM4 we have that information there. See, arm CD, arm, actom. So we need to map these ones to our treatment related information. Okay. Wait, 1 second. Sorry. Sorry, Marathi.
I have two kids, Ali. Don't worry.
No, she always comes to my to me and she wants to know what I'm doing here. Okay. So anyway, so for the planned one, okay, so just listen carefully. For the planned one, we mapped here as arm city. These two variables we get from R&D uh, data set. You remember the last time I mentioned that in the raw data there is a randomized data.
Yeah,
So arm, DP, arm. So those are the planned one. So this we map it to arm city arm. Okay. You see, if we see AC, which is the actual related information. What are the this sequence was given in actual clinical trial. This was planned as per the protocol. Okay, as per the protocol, this was the plan, and this is was actually given. So there is some deviation is happened, but that is secondary. So we don't consider. So just to make sure to be difference. Okay, then so we need to for the planned one, we need to do derive those planned, and if it is actual, we have to separate that actual one. Okay. So how we do that? If arm CD equal to, so there is sequence, right? First one is T. So if it is this sequence, okay, or either of this, okay, it's two sequences there. So then do okay treatment 01 plan equal to. So there is a EXTRT, right? So I need to find the info or like the how do you go? It's oxybutynin. The drug name. For which one? So I take this one. Okay. So the first one I would do like test. Okay. Then we give the number. So the plan number would be for the test. I give like 1. Okay. Because we need to sort. Why do we have to create this numeric? Because you remember, right? When we need to sort, on that time we need this numeric. Like either if you do like 1 here, okay. So in the mock shell, if you go to the mock shell, where is exact? Okay, so here you can see there is a test and a reference. Okay, so the first one is test. Okay, that's the reason I give it as a 1. So the next one is reference. To classified only, I have given test for 1 and the reference for 2. Okay, even because you need to put these one as a sorting, right? After you have to do the proc transpose after that one. So for that reason, I kept as a 1 and this one as a 2. Okay, so like that it works. And the same goes if so for the next period. Okay, so period 2. So the period 2 would be reference, right? So if it is first one is test, then period 2 would be ref. Okay, and this should be 2 and end. Okay, so like that you create one sequence for the planned treatments. Okay, and now you have to do as a reverse. Okay, reverse. If it is first period is reference, then you give us a 2, then you give us this one as 1. Okay, like this you have to arrange your sequence to the plant treatments. Okay, then we need to do the actual one. So the actual one, where do you get?
Yeah. AC.
Yes.
AC. Yeah.
So this in the exposure data set, you will have the actual related information, right? So I'm taking from here. T equal to test. Okay, then do treatment. Okay, and this one is 1. This is for actual. So if it is this, it is confusing, don't worry, but in the real time they will be mentioned the derivation, but for me I just, so reference, because you just map it to the, if it is actual, if it is planned, so just map to the treatment plan. Okay, so in this case how do you do? So if it is reference for the second period, okay, so we'll give us 2. Okay, I think this is 2, huh? X treatment, because we have segregated, right? This is plan 2. So now reverse. Okay, if it is a ref here, all right, test, test, 2, 1. Okay, so like that you do with the second sequence. For the, you can do also the same thing, Actom CD, RMT. If you do the same thing, is the both are same. There is no difference. But I just took the treatment. Okay, now we completed this information and we're gonna do the remaining ones. So this part. So this is the treatment 01 start date. Okay, start date, which is EX start date. So this one. This is for the period 2, right? Yeah, this is for the period 2. So this is period 1. So it is in the text format. Okay, which is in character. Oh, it is already in the character. One second. So the treatment start date, which is directly mapped to the character format, right? So it's already in the character, so I'll just keep it like this. This is 2. Okay, so we can draw. TM5, TM4. Okay. The character values have been converted to numeric values at the place 659. What is this one? 659. I missed the semicolon there. I miss here also. Okay, now it's good. Okay, so we got all this planned and the treatment related information. Okay. Maradi, you're confusing?
A little bit, Ali, but
Yeah, there is no confusing, because if you have a sequence like this, I'm just trying to giving the numbers. If you have a sequence test, okay, for the planned one, so I just write as a with the code as a test, okay, uh, and that one I given as a 1, okay, and if it is ref I given as a 2, okay, if this is a sequence. If it is the opposite of the sequence, like the first is ref, because this is the crossover study, right? So initially they given the a test, and the period 2 they have given the reference. If it is the first period they given reference, and the next period they have given the test. So for that reason I just try to individualize, instead of make it like everything in the same column, so I make it like individual.
okay.
So at the same time I'm giving the sequence if it is a ref. So why I have explained the markers, because it has to come in the sorting way. For that reason I have given like that. This one, if it is ext, it is a test, then you give like for the actual one as a test, okay, and if it is a reference, so for the second period, which is the treatment 2, that's why I rename it there on the ext after 2. So the same thing I have done for the opposite. If it is a ref for the first one, then I given the 2. If it is for the first period, and if it is the second period as a test, I have given the 1. Then after that, I just directly map, for the starting date.
First one and second one.
Yeah, is it time also there, or just start date and time? I think there is a time. So there is a time also there, so it's okay. Okay, so so up to this, we have completed our plan 1. So we need to do these things, okay? Section, race, and safety, population flag. So we have left these things. And the ADSL is a keep, it's not like when you finish up to here, which means you have done. No, they are keep updating. They keep updating. The new statistics will come. The statistician wants to bring some more variables, and it keep updating. Okay, so 40 is very less for the particular. I mean, for the clinical study. So you may have many variables. It goes like maybe 100 up to 100. You may have. So the ADSL is keep updating. Okay, so just to be aware. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they will give the derivation everything. For example, just like the treatment 01 P, so they give like this ex dose equal to like just same like actam equal to if it is RT, then you have to mention P is a oxybutynin ref and P1 as a 1. They mention like that, okay, in the derivation point. So that's why for you is still a bit confusing. But if you do like programmatical way, is good. But as long as your program would be good, as for the derivation, you won't need to worry about the logic why They put the logic this one here and why not there is two. You don't need to worry about that much. Okay, so you are as a programmer, you have to do the programming based on your derivation. Okay, while you're understanding the clinical study, you are more aware of the study, then you can understand, okay, why they have given, okay, an actual one, okay, it is this, if it is then one.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, okay.
Yeah.
So the next one is, what is the next one? Okay, section. So data,
BMC.
yeah, DM6, so set DM5. Okay, so these are simple. If